photos of the cabin that was at Laurel Run. It has since fallen. It's on the ground.
That's it.
The cabin is located on the trail. Couldn't get this picture to print out, but that's the condition of the cabin right now. So the city of Rogersville is renovating the Powell law office over here, and they need some old logs. So Mr. Barrett spoke with Steve Nelson about the cabin at Laurel Run, and Mr. Nelson went up and took a look at it, and there are some logs that are still usable from the cabin that has fallen. He has agreed, Mr. Nelson has agreed to use the city of Rogersville to go pick up the debris that's there and haul it out of the mountain at no cost to us if we will donate the logs to the city of Rogersville to use at the Powell law office. So the reason for the meeting today was to have the committee to decide whether they wanted to surplus the cabin and donate the logs to the city of Rogersville. Of course, we will have to prepare a resolution and put it before full commission. Once the cabin is surplus and approved for the full commission, the city of Rogersville Street Department is going to move all the debris out of the mountain at no cost to us. So it's a win-win for the county as well as the city of Rogersville.
A little bit on the background of that, I had went up to the park and had Mr. Tyndall, at Mr. Tyndall's request to look at the trail up through there. And while I was up there meeting with Mr. Tyndall, we passed by this log structure, and Mr. Young and his staff had it roped off. Well, later on then, I had went back up to the trails that was up there, and I had asked one of Mr. Young's staff what happened to the cabin, okay? Well, the gentleman, and I don't remember his name, but he was nice, polite, and he told me, he said, you will have to ask Mr. Young about that. And, which I guess kind of his answer got my attention, okay? So I contacted Mr. Young, and Mr. Young told me, well, basically it fell in, and they roughed it off. But while I was there, I noticed the logs, they're pretty good sized logs, and to me the logs, I don't know if they're oak logs, poplar logs, or chestnut logs, but I knew if they were chestnut logs in the hands of the right people, they would have some value if you had the right person. And that kind of led to, I knew that the town of Rogersville was renovating the Powell law office. And, I thought, well, if we can do something and get usage out of the logs as opposed to paying somebody to come in and haul them off or destroy them or whatever, that would be an option that would be worth looking into. So, like Ms. Davis said, Mr. Nelson went up, looked at it. They can use the logs for the law office in Rogersville. And basically, I needed a little guidance from the committee to see if that was an option, if they were in favor of it, taking it before the full commission. But that's what led to this. So,
Well, it's a win-win situation. I agree with you, sir, that if
And I'm glad they're willing to go and do that and still use these logs. And everything they get will be used at this Powell Law Office, correct? That's
They will
usable.
use, I guess, what's usable and what's not usable, they will
Holloway.
haul away, just about everything.
Well, you can introduce the resolution, just as the chair of this committee, whether we're back or not on it, Kenny, Commissioner Thomas.
I would think so. I mean, that's just my opinion, I don't have
Well,
any fact.
And, you know, we're gonna be pushed for weather here before long, be able to get up in there with well, you have to have a truck or trailer, John.
Yeah, Mark actually done come up there from the city and looked at it, cause Steve wanted him to come up there and look at it, see what be involved in getting it out. Cause they'll have to have some equipment and some
Right.
trucks that we don't get there. So, yeah, man, have to have a truck or a short trailer, one, cause it'll bind up the creek. But to me, I think it's a win-win for us too,
I do
because it
too.
actually it become, that's the reason we've done broke it off, it become kind of a hazard, to be honest with you, so we didn't want to lay around it or in it. And then it slid off the foundation.
Any idea, John, on how long it would take to do it?
No, Mark come up there and he just looked at it and he didn't give a rough idea, it depends on how many they send up there or whatever. But, to me, the thing, we don't have the equipment, if we even tried to take it down, we'd have to rent equipment to even try to take it down, and the only thing we could do with it would be, just have to pile it up, and I would rather it be cleaned up, just to be honest with you, just me personally, and be able to put it to good use other than it just sitting there rotting and on down. Some of them's done rotten already, that's no good, so, but some of them is still good logs.
I think they'll want to get them as soon as possible also, so, more likely.
Okay.
Mr. Baird, if you'd like, we can prepare a resolution and turn it into next month's meeting to surplus this, and just as soon as the resolution's passed, then the city of Rogersville could come and
Okay.
take that down. If
Okay.
that's what you wish.
That gives a little guidance, of course, it, ultimately goes to the full commission anyway,
Right.
so it's just kind of passing through us here. Okay, if you don't care to do that, Ms. Davis, I would appreciate it, committee would appreciate it.